Hi everyone and welcome to my channel Hubet Bibi. This video of mine is about gout, which is a common and complex form of arthritis that can affect anyone. Earlier I uploaded a short video about gout in which I presented an overview about this illness. Today I am going to discuss this illness in detail. Well, it is characterized by sudden severe attacks of pain, swelling, redness, and tenderness in the joints, often the joint at the base of the big toe. An attack of gout can occur suddenly, often waking you up in the middle of the night with the sensation that your big toe is on fire. The affected joint is hot, swollen, and so tender that even the weight of the sheet on it may seem intolerable. Gout symptoms may come and go, but there are ways to manage symptoms and prevent flares. Now, I'll tell you the symptoms. The signs and symptoms of gout almost always occur suddenly and often at night. They include intense joint pain. Gout usually affects the large joints of your big toe, but it can occur in any joint. Other commonly affected joints include the ankles, knees, elbows, wrists, and fingers. The pain is likely to be most severe within the first 4 to 12 hours after it begins. Lingering discomfort. After the most severe pain subsides, some joint discomfort may last from a few days to a few weeks. Later attacks are likely to last longer and affect more joints. Inflammation and redness. The affected joint or joints become swollen, tender, warm, and red. Limited range of motion. As gout progresses, you may not be able to move your joints normally. If you experience sudden intense pain in joint, call your doctor. Gout that goes untreated can lead to a worsening pain and joint damage. You should seek medical care immediately if you have a fever and a joint is hot and inflamed, which can be a sign of infection. Now, let me tell you the causes. Gout occurs when urate crystals accumulate in your joint, causing the inflammation and intense pain of a gout attack. Urate crystals can form when you have high levels of uric acid in your blood. Your body produces uric acid when it breaks down purines, stuffs which are substances that are found naturally in your body. Purines are also found in certain foods such as steak, organ meats, and seafood. Other foods also promote higher levels of uric acid, such as alcoholic beverages, especially beer and drinks sweetened with fruit sugar, that is fructose. Normally, uric acid dissolves in your blood and passes through your kidneys into your urine. But sometimes either your body produces too much uric acid or your kidneys excrete too little uric acid. When this happens, uric acid can build up, forming sharp needle-like urate crystals in a joint or surrounding tissue that cause pain, inflammation, and swelling. Now I'll tell you the risk factors. You are more likely to develop gout if you have high levels of uric acid in your body. Factors that increase the uric acid level in your body include diet. Eating a diet rich in meat and seafood and drinking beverages sweetened with fruit sugar, that is fructose, increases level of uric acid, which increase your risk of gout. Alcohol consumption, especially of beer, also increases the risk of gout. Obesity. If you are overweight, your body produces more uric acid and your kidneys have a more difficult time eliminating uric acid. Medical conditions. Certain diseases and conditions increase your risk of gout. These include untreated high blood pressure and chronic conditions such as diabetes, metabolic syndrome, and heart and kidney diseases. Certain medications. The use of thiazide diuretics, commonly used to treat hypertension, and low dose aspirin also can increase uric acid levels. So can the use of anti rejection drugs prescribed for people who have undergone an organ transplant. Family history of gout. If other members of your family have had gout, you are more likely to develop the disease. Age and sex. Gout occurs more often in men, primarily because women tend to have lower uric acid levels. After menopause, however, women's uric acid levels approach those of men. Men are also more likely to develop gout earlier, usually between the ages of 30 and 50, whereas women generally develop signs and symptoms after menopause. Recent surgery or trauma. Experiencing recent surgery or trauma has been associated with increased risk of developing a gout attack. Now I'll tell you the complications. People with gout can develop more severe conditions such as recurrent gout. Some people may never experience gout and symptoms again. Others may experience gout several times each year. Medications may help prevent gout attacks in people with recurrent gout. If left untreated, gout can cause erosion and destruction of a joint. Another complication is advanced gout. Untreated gout may cause deposits of urate crystals to form under the skin in nodules called tophi. Tophi can develop in several areas such as your fingers, hands, feet, elbows, or Achilles tendon along the back of your ankles. Tophi usually are not painful, but they can become swollen and tender during gout attacks. Kidney stones. Urate crystals may collect in the urinary tract of people with gout, causing kidney stones. Medications can help reduce the risk of kidney stones. Now I'll tell you some of the preventive measures. During symptom-free period, these dietary guidelines, which I'm going to tell you now, may help protect against future gout attacks. The first thing is drink plenty of fluids. Stay well hydrated, including plenty of water. Limit how many sweetened beverages you drink, especially those sweetened with high fructose corn syrup. Second preventive measure is you should limit or avoid alcohol. Talk with your doctor about whether any amount or type of alcohol is safe for you. Recent evidence suggests that beer may be particularly likely to increase the risk of gout symptoms, especially in men. Uh, get your protein from low fat dairy products. Low fat dairy products may actually have a protective effect against gout. So, these are your best bet protein sources. Also, you should limit your intake of meat, fish, and poultry. A small amount may be tolerable, but pay close attention to what types and how much seem to cause problems for you. Maintain a desirable body weight. Choose portions that allow you to maintain a healthy weight. Losing weight may decrease uric acid levels in your body, but avoid fasting or rapid weight loss since doing so may temporarily raise uric acid levels. Now I will tell you about the diagnosis of gout. Uh, uh, the test to help diagnose gout may include joint fluid test. When the patient comes to us, we may use a needle to draw fluid from your affected joint. Urate crystals may be visible when the fluid is examined under a microscope. Blood test. Your doctor may recommend a blood test to measure the level of uric acid and creatinine in your blood. Blood test results can be misleading, though some people have high uric acid levels but never experience gout, and some people have signs and symptoms of gout but do not have unusual levels of uric acid in their blood. X-ray imaging. Joint X-rays can be helpful to rule out other causes of joint inflammation. Ultrasound. Musculoskeletal ultrasound can detect urate crystals in a joint or in a tophus. This technique is more widely used in Europe than in the United States. Dual energy CT scan. This type of imaging can detect the presence of urate crystal in a joint even when it is not acutely inflamed. The test is not used routinely in clinical practice due to the expense and is not widely available. Now I will tell you the treatment. Treatment for gout usually involves medications. What medication you and your doctor choose will be based on your current health and your own preference. Gout medication can be used to treat acute attacks and prevent future attacks. Medications can also reduce your risk of complications from gout, such as the development of tophi from urate crystal deposits. Now I will tell you about the medication to treat acute attacks. Drugs used to treat acute attacks and prevent future attacks include non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. These include over-the-counter options such as ibuprofen, which come with the name of Advil, Motrin, and some other name, and naproxen sodium, which comes with the name of Aleve, as well as some more powerful prescription non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs such as indomethacin, which come with the name of Indocin, or celecoxib, which is available with the trade name of Celebrex. Okay. We may prescribe a higher dose to stop an acute attack, followed by a lower daily dose to prevent future attacks. Non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs carry risk of stomach pain, bleeding, and ulcers. The second drug is colchicine. Your doctor may recommend colchicine, which comes with the name of Colchris, and Mitigare, which is a type of pain reliever that effectively reduces gout pain. The drug's effectiveness may be offset, however, by side effects such as nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea, especially if taken in large doses. After an acute attack resolves, your doctor may prescribe a low daily dose of colchicine to prevent future attacks. Corticosteroids. Corticosteroid medications such as the drug prednisolone may control gout inflammation and pain. Corticosteroids may be in pill form or they can be injected into your joint. Corticosteroids are generally used only in people with gout who cannot take either non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs or colchicines. Side effects of corticosteroid may include mood changes, increased blood sugar levels, and elevated blood pressure. Now I will tell you about the medication to prevent gout complications. If you experience several gout attacks each year, or if your gout attacks are less frequent but particularly painful, your doctor may recommend medication to reduce your risk of gout-related complications. If you already have evidence of damage from gout on joint X-rays, or you have tophi and chronic kidney disease or kidney stones, medication to lower your body's level of uric acid may be recommended. These options of medication include first of all, I'll tell you about the medication that block uric acid production. Drugs called xanthine oxidase inhibitors, which are abbreviated as XOIs, including allopurinol, which comes with the name of alloprem, lopurin, xylopram, and febuxostat, which comes with the name of Uloric. These drugs limit the amount of uric acid your body makes. This may lower your blood uric acid level and reduce your risk of gout. Side effects of allopurinol include a rash and low blood counts. Febuxostat side effects include rash, nausea, reduced liver function, and an increased risk of heart-related death. And now I'll tell you about the medication that improve uric acid removal. These drugs called uricosurics include probenecid, which comes with the name of propranolol, and lesinurad, which comes with the name of Zurampic. Uricosuric drugs improve your kidney's ability to remove uric acid from your body. This may lower your uric acid level and reduce your risk of gout, but the level of uric acid in your urine is increased. Side effects include a rash, stomach pain, and kidney stones. Lesinurad can be taken only along with an xanthine oxidase inhibitor. This thing you should keep in mind. Now I will tell you about some lifestyle and home remedies. Medications are often the most effective way to treat acute gout and can prevent recurrent attacks of gout. However, making certain lifestyle changes also are important, such as limiting alcoholic beverages and drinks sweetened with fruit sugar, that is fructose. Instead, drink plenty of non-alcoholic beverages, especially water. Limiting intake of foods high in proteins such as red meat, organ meats, and seafood. Exercising regularly and losing weight. Keep your body at a healthy weight. Keeping your body at a healthy weight reduces your risk of gout. Now I will tell you about some role of alternative medicine. If gout treatments are not working well as well you had hoped, you may be interested in trying an alternative approach. But before trying such a treatment on your own, you should talk with your doctor to weigh the benefits of risk and learn whether the treatment might interfere with your gout medication. Because there is not a lot of research on alternative therapies for gout, however, in some cases the risks are not known. Certain foods have been studied for their potential to lower uric acid level. These include coffee. Studies have found an association between coffee drinking, both regular and decaffeinated coffee, and lower uric acid levels, though no study has demonstrated how or why coffee may have such an effect. The available evidence is not enough to encourage non-coffee drinkers to start, but it may give researchers clues to new ways of treating gout in the future. Vitamin C. Supplements containing vitamin C may reduce the level of uric acid in your blood. However, no studies have demonstrated that vitamin C affects the frequency or severity of gout attacks. You should talk to your doctor about what a reasonable dose of vitamin C may be. And do not forget that you can increase your vitamin C intake by eating more vegetables and fruits, especially oranges. Cherries. The cherries have been reported to lower levels of uric acid as well as reduce the number of gout attacks. However, more research needs to be done to confirm this. Eating more cherries and drinking cherry extract may be a safe way to supplement your gout treatment, but does not. But you should discuss it with your doctor first. Other complementary and alternative medicine treatments may help you cope until your gout pain subsides or your medication take effect. For instance, relaxation techniques such as deep breathing exercises and meditation may help take your mind off your pain. Well, this was my video about gout. I hope you like this video. If you have gout or if you are suffering from any other illness, please do not forget to post comment. And if you cannot find any illness on my channel, because right now there are so many videos, more than 300 videos available about different illnesses. If you want me to make a video about your illness on which there is no video available on my channel, you can post a comment and I'll try to make a video if I find a time. If I do not find a time, I'll try to reply to your comment as soon as possible. Thanks a lot for watching this video. See you in next video. Bye for now.